young artist, from a young artist. First of all, you can lose the word aspiring. I only stopped calling myself an aspiring poet very recently when I realized that my use of the word implied some sort of subscription to the definition of poet as someone who either writes poetry full-time or makes a living off of it, and that's not a definition I believe in. I do believe in my passion and dedication to the craft. We're aspiring to be more, always, and in that sense we may aspire all our lives, but we're not aspiring to be something we're not. We're already artists. Second of all, being an artist depends as much on who you are and how you think as much as what you do. You don't have to be making art all the time to be an artist. But you do need an underlying perceptiveness and a constant openness to new things and an ability to see art around you in your world. Say, for instance, I'm coming home on the subway and I see the swinging motion of one of those suspended handles, and say it hits me a certain way. Maybe it makes me think of something else, something important. Well, in that case, I may not have written a poem, but I still think I have committed an act of poetry. One of the most crucial moments in my development as a writer was when a professor I met in high school looked at me and told me, "You're gonna be a writer, I can tell." And I instantly went off on the usual rant about how I didn't really have hopes of doing that, and there are so many talented people in the world, and it's so hard to make a living out of writing, and so on. And she just looked at me and said, "I didn't mean writer as a profession. I meant it as a way of living." Finally, I want to share with you another quote by a teacher of mine. And it's a quote that I've held pretty personally over the years, so I'd like to think I'm letting you in on a bit of a secret. May the shifting truths of your life nevertheless be an atlas of meaning. That quote has taught me a lot of things, but I want to highlight that truths shift. They certainly shifted a lot in the past few months, and we as artists have to actively accept that change and respond to it, even if it means calling out our past selves, and even if that change is very unpleasant. We have the power to carve a new path in the atlas of meaning, so that despite the circumstances, we may be able to shine a light for others. See, I'd like to think we never grow up. We grow wide, so we may carry more of ourselves. And how will we grow wide if we hold ourselves to a fixed standard and work under the assumption of a fixed world? So, with all my desire to see more teenagers make art, from the quietly subversive to the explosively joyful, I wish you happy art making.